What's going on, people? What's going on? I ain't been live in a minute. What's going on, folks? I ain't been live in a minute. I want to go live briefly, and I want to talk about the situation with Big Jook and his brother Youre Done, because this goes along with some of the stuff that I've been telling you guys online for years. Now, I've got off of really going live for a while because I've been going live for 8-9 years on YouTube talking about this stuff. Now, what I want to do, I've been watching a lot of people all over YouTube talk about this Big Jook and Gotti shootings and all this stuff, right? But because I love black people, because I really love my people, right? And I want to see us do better, but I also want us to have the knowledge as to what's happening. Because a lot of y'all are caught up in the fog. Y'all caught up in the this happening, the get back, and the gossip behind who's this, and the salaciousness of the stories, and I can make money off of promoting this debauchery. This is what we do, right? As a people, we are addicted to trauma. We are addicted to drama. We love being niggas, right? Now, if you go up to a person and you ask them, they'll say, "Oh man, George, you talking trash." But watch what people do in the way that they behave, right? Now, what I'm going to do in this live stream today is revisit something that I did 2 years ago with you guys. And I'm going to talk about surveillance cameras, gentrification, and the urban criminal being obsolete. But a lot of y'all are so caught up because, see, a lot of people will click this link to get in here to see if I'm going to talk about Yo Gotti's mom, show images of him being shot in the face, because you love being niggas. And you love it until death come knocking at your door. Now you want somebody to speak up. You on TV crying next to your mama. You want some, "Oh my God, just come out and talk. Somebody just come out and tell us if you saw anything." Right? But half of y'all online and this stuff never even been in the streets. But you got a voice to everything. You talking about everything. You know, these guys today, they claim gang and gang banging, and they on camera everywhere. They on cameras everywhere. They they announcing their gang membership to the world. Now, this video is about the city of Memphis now, because we done did Philly, we done did Baltimore, we done talked about Chicago, Atlanta, Miami. Now the emphasis is on the city of Memphis, right? And I've been telling y'all that for the 9 people that's here, that people that's coming in, right? I want y'all to listen to me and listen to me well. Listen to the big homie. A lot of y'all out there say there's not enough big homies out there that care enough or come to drop game, or they just want y'all to crash out. All right, well, listen to the OG with a little bit of gray in his little beard, right? I've been around a long time, right? Check this out, right? I want y'all to understand this, right? While y'all being entertained online, because a lot of y'all are so demonically possessed today that your entertainment online is looking at to see who the next nigga is that's gonna get killed, the next rapper that's gonna get killed. That's your form of entertainment. That's how demonically possessed this society has done our people. We are keeping score on the next black man or black girl that's going to be gunned down by the hands of another black person. This is what we're doing, Dizon. But I want y'all to understand something, right? The big homie will tell you. The urban criminal is obsolete. They have no more use for the urban criminal. And right now they're running a play on you, and you're being played, and you don't even get it. You don't even get it. They running the same play that they did in the 70s, the 80s, the 2000s, and now. The way they infiltrated the community with heroin in the 70s was to destroy the Black Power and Civil Rights movement. A lot of your black power guys became kingpins and drug dealers, and the murder rate soared in cities across America, right? Memphis included. See, I have to teach to educate my people because you are entertained. You come here and click on this link to see if I'm going to gossip about his mama being in the car and getting shot and see if I'm going to be on young Dolph's side or I'm going to take, because you are demonic. They got you. You love seeing your people gunned down. So as I start this stream, I'm going to say this first because it's fitting to say. I got B1 for life in here. I got design in here. And I'm going to say this to the people that's coming in as I start this. Your hatred and disdain for each other supersedes any argument that you have towards the white man today. I'm going to say it again. Your hatred and disdain that you have for each other supersedes any argument, because you can't take a white supremacist argument to these people when you celebrate the death of other black people. Here online, nobody watches TV anymore. Here online, you only support channels that talk about the debaucheries or the destruction of your own people. But then at the same time got a nerve to claim racism. It don't work that way because you're doing it in front of the world, for the world to see. I'm not talking about what other races do. I'm talking about what we do to each other. We're doing it in front of all the groups. Now that I said that, let's really get to the meat of the conversation. Gentrification. The urban criminal being obsolete. So now you are entertained by watching these rappers gun each other down. We just got a verdict on the FBG Duck, whatever his name is, murder case. You guys are being entertained because these YouTubers make videos, they get thousands and thousands of views, and then y'all argue about who got the best video. Not even realizing that there's in these videos, the commentary in these videos is about death. Somebody was murdered. Y'all so blinded, y'all don't even get it. You guys are arguing about who had the best video of a black person being murdered. This is where we at as a people, as a young people. Big Jook get killed, videos fly all over the place. They go up everywhere. And now everybody's arguing about who got the right information, who's got this, but what I saw was a man shot 10 times in the face on the ground. 47-year-old man. That's what I saw. And what I saw and what I'm foreseeing is, now that he's dead, how many other people is going to die because of him? Maybe innocent children caught in the crossfire. Maybe your mama coming home from work caught in the crossfire. Right? Because you condone this. See, when I say you condone it, you say you don't, but I look at what you do in your actions, what you support, what you deem decent, what you deem news, right? So, they used our communities in the 70s as collateral damage to fund wars. So they infiltrated our communities with heroin and all kinds of drugs. And Richard Nixon put, hold on, watch this, right? Watch this. To put emphasis on what I'm saying because I'm teaching, right? Watch this. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's blame the weed on hippies. Let me see if I can pull it up so y'all can get an understanding for where I'm going. Let me see. Drugs on the blacks. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Targeted on blacks. He had a in the 60s, he ran a campaign where he said Let's blame the weed on the hippies and the heroin and cocaine on the blacks, right? And they used our communities as collateral damage, right? And the murder rate soared. And then they hit us when we was just getting over that. They hit us with the crack holocaust, right? And the crack holocaust, let's see. We knew we couldn't make anything illegal. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. Let me make it a little better, so that way I can give. Because if I do this and I can read in this exercise, if this exercise can reach one youth, I did the job of the Most High, right? So I want y'all to see this, right? And this is correlates in what I'm going to today in this live stream, right? Drug war confessional. You want to know what this is, war on drugs, was really about. The Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and black people, right? And black people. I want y'all to watch the numbers on the stream, right? As it go up and down as I'm teaching this. Because I'm going to show you the mindset, the demonic mindset of our people. And I'm going to show you. I want y'all to pay attention. Everybody hit that like button, because what I'm going to do today, this is my beginning to really bring it right back into Big Jook and all the other killings, right? But I need to show you something first, right? So the president of the United States said there was a war, anti-war left and black people. It's always against us, right? You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it legal to be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and the blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them. Watch this. And vilify them night after night on the evening news. Now, watch this. Vilify them night after night on the evening news. The evening news at that time represented the media. So now they can vilify you every day on the evening news. I'm gonna read that one more time for the people in the back that's slow, and then we're gonna start. Then we're gonna start the stream. We knew. Let me make it a little bigger. Because young people need to know this. Because you caught up in nigger traps and you don't even realize it. They reversed it and got you. Instead of you saying black power and power to the black, you saying I'm a real nigga and you can't wait to kill a nigga. They ain't even got to do it. You do it yourself. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black, but by getting the public to associate with the hippies, marijuana, and the blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Now, who's vilified night after night on the evening news? Who's vilified day after day on social media? The black man. Now, the black man does it to himself. So now that I got you, I'm already right with God. I'm doing God's work. I'm propagating the word of God now. See, getting right with God isn't getting right with God and then staying quiet. That's not God's work. That's not the way of the Most High. That's not the way of the Most High. The Most High told us to go out and spread his word. Preach to the dead bones in that valley so that way we can rise up. We're not supposed to be quiet. If you say that you're a believer of God and you don't care about the people, then you're not a believer of God. That's not what the scripture tells us to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm teaching. I'm bringing forth the word for those that got to ear, let them hear. I'm planting a seed. We are seed planters. I'm a servant. So I'm serving right now. So let me get back on track. Now let me unshare, right? Let me unshare. Now that I showed you guys that, right? They have surveillance videos, surveillance cameras all across America, everywhere. Damn near every shooting today they see. They don't got to come get you right away. They have a whole plan set up where they warehousing black bodies. I don't want to talk about that right now, bro. I'm in the stream. Like, just sit back and support the stream, but don't. While I'm teaching, I don't want to go back and forth with you about that. Either you supporting what I'm doing, or I'm gonna have to respectfully ask you to go. But I'm teaching right now, so I like respect what I'm teaching, bro. That's all I'm saying, respectfully. I'm not. That's not my topic of what I'm dealing with right now. So if you stay on task on what I'm teaching, bro. If not, this might not be the stream for you, and I say that respectfully. Now, they have surveillance cameras everywhere, and at all the major cities across America, right? Because the urban criminal is obsolete. They don't need you no more. When they was using our communities as collateral damage to fund wars, to break us up, to vilify us, those days is over. We're in the automation age now. They don't need you to have a bunch of babies. They don't need you to work in factories for 18 hours a day or work in cubicles. All those days is gone. They're gentrifying you out of the communities that you lived in, that they placed you in, those concrete jungles. If you look in your area where you live at, whites are moving back into the communities. They're building condos up right in the middle of the ghettos everywhere. For the 22, 23 people that's watching me now, everybody know that I'm right. In your city where you live at, there are condos being raised up. White folks are moving back in at alarming rates and numbers, right? They're raising the property value up high now because it plummeted because of the crime. Now, what I need you guys to understand something, because this goes along with these murders. What I need you guys to understand something. New York City and Los Angeles 25 years ago was on fire. Los Angeles and Los Angeles County was averaging 2,000 homicides a year. Just in the county and in the city. Gangbanging was at an all-time high. Black bodies was dropping everywhere, right? New York City, the 5 Barrels was on fire. Bodies was dropping everywhere. What they did was they ran a test, and most of y'all missed the mark. They shut down New York City and Los Angeles, coast to coast, and put cameras everywhere to the point where now murders in the two largest cities in America are under 400 every year. They shut them down and put cameras everywhere, locked the whole town down, right? And these were the test models to see if we can shut these cities down. Chicago, Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, all those other cities would be next. Baltimore, Memphis, Washington, D.C. They shut Washington, D.C. down. D.C. was the murder capital at the time, in 1990, averaging 400-something homicides with less people than Memphis. They shut it down. Cameras everywhere. We all understand the situation that happened in New Orleans, right? Shut it down. And now they have a whole computer grid and a whole city under surveillance. And you still think you a real nigga? You still think you a dope boy? They see everything. You know what the kryptonite of a dope boy was back in my day? A camera. B1 for Life know what I'm talking about. DZI know what I'm talking about. What was the kryptonite for a dope boy back in the day? Surveillance footage. A camera. A camera. Now they got cameras everywhere. And y'all just act like y'all just running around committing crimes and killings like nothing happened. So now we got a whole historical timeline of the situation with Dolph and Youre Done and his brother Big Jook. From arguments to Dolph allegedly sleeping with Gotti's baby mom, to them shooting up his Sprinter van back in 2017, to Dolph making a song called 100 Shots. That day, when they shot up his Sprinter van, 4 people was murdered. 4 people was murdered. Right? So you fast forward to young Dolph being killed November 21st, 2021. With November 17th, 2021, right? Something like that. November 17th on the 21st. He was gunned down, right? And then it was a bunch of other people murdered right after that, right? Young Dolph murder they got on camera. And I'm going to prove my point, right? I'm going to go to the FBG duck shooting. Because what I want to do it right. And what we do over here, I want young men to understand what I'm showing you. Understand what you up against. And understand what they're doing to you. What they're doing to you. Watch this, right? Let's go here. Let me share my screen. Now, there was a conviction in the FBG Ducks case, right? There was a conviction. But what a lot of these guys are not telling these young people, they're not explaining to them is this. I'm going to read this for y'all. This is for a lot of you real niggas and bad bitches out there that want to be part of the gangsterism. And the OG is telling y'all that the urban criminal is obsolete. They're gentrifying where you live at. They don't want you there no more. There is no more corners doing 40,000 a day. There is no more kingpin dope boys riding through like that. That's obsolete. That's done. What used to be ghettos in North Philly and Brooklyn, they got $300,000 condos there now. They have you living in an illusion. It's a lie. It's a lie. So check this out. The document, the document, a search warrant application originally filed October 1st was unsealed earlier this month. It sought a judge's permission to examine phone data associated with Liggins, as well as Marcus Muwap, Smart, and Tarkamo's offer. All three would be charged in an indictment filed September 30th, which included the name Kenneth Roberson and Craig C. Dane Thomas as defendants. Now, this was in the Chicago FBG Duck case. I want y'all to see this, right? FBG Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, is identified in the document as a member of the STL, EBT, or Tuckerville faction of the Gangster Disciples, which said it had feud with O-Block faction from the Disciples. Weekly was killed. Watch this, y'all. Weekly was killed at 4:26 p.m. on August 4th, 2020. According to the affidavit, 16 minutes earlier on Oak Street, it said Weekly got out of a car driven by his girlfriend and stood on a line outside of Weekly's mother's house. He said he was shopping for a present for his son. Around the same time, surveillance footage showed Liggins, Smart, and others running down a stairwell at the Parkway Gardens at 63rd and Martin Luther King Drive, according to the affidavit. It says Smart and another person got into a Ford Fusion owned by offer. The FBI believed Liggins got into the Chrysler. From there, investigators were able to trace the vehicle's path from the Parkway Gardens to the scene of the goddamn murder. That was unheard of 35 years ago. That was unheard of 30 years ago when I was out there, when we was moving out, when we jumped in the car with them SKs and Tech 9s and went to make a move. There wasn't surveillance cameras tracking your every move. See, if you want, I look online, right? And I don't see none of these YouTubers, these big channels teaching the youth this, telling them this. They're not talking like this, man. They just want the story. They want the cash apps and the donations and the large viewership. But they don't, you're so demonic. You don't even care enough for the people to tell them the truth. Now listen, Memphis is a place right now where they had over 400 homicides in a place that don't even got 1 million people. Look, watch this, y'all, watch this. In Memphis, where has about 2,100 publicly installed cameras, officers periodically monitor video feeds and can access them both on several factors, including if they are notified of a high priority event in that area, right? So let me go back. I just want y'all to see that, right? Let's go back. Let's go back. From there, investigators were able to trace the vehicle's path from the Parkway Gardens to the scene of the murder using surveillance, video surveillance, and police POD cameras. Around the time Weekly got out of the car on Oakley Street, the feds say the Fusion and Chrysler were seen traveling in the same direction in the 6200 block of South Wentworth, just 5 seconds apart. The vehicles were spotted on camera at least 7 additional locations. I did a live stream on this 2 years ago. Let me show y'all something. Because we say we care about the people, right?
All right, a Louisiana nonprofit is helping law enforcement agencies all over the U.S. with criminal surveillance.
And with fewer officers on the street, the organization is using security cameras to put more eyes in high-crime areas. Rebecca Castor live in New Orleans to show us how it all works. Rebecca.
Natalie, Anthony, it is quite the operation. Inside the building behind me, over 10,000 video feeds from across the country are streaming here instantly. And we got to look inside this nonprofit to see how it's filling in the gaps for police agencies that are still struggling for manpower.
This, of course, is one of our monitoring rooms. You're currently seeing cameras from different parts of the country, California, Florida, New Jersey, and then many points in between.
Former New Orleans police officer Brian Lagarde.
Whoa, What did he just say, Desire? You are seeing cameras from all over the country. This is Demolition Man. This is the time of Simon Phoenix. This is the time of transhumanism and microchips and all that. I keep telling y'all, man. I done had channels taken down, videos taken down, to the point where I had to switch over my content to celebrity gossip just to get y'all the message, because y'all don't listen, y'all hard-headed. I've been showing y'all this. I might even have to take this down because it's illegal in these spaces to tell black people, young black youth, the truth. Show me any one of these YouTubers, these big YouTubers, I gotta say their name, doing this kind of content for the youth. Letting them know. See, because I could talk about Gotti, and I'm gonna get to Gotti and his brother. But if you think for a millisecond that the cops don't have the camera footage of them driving off, you're a fool. Going to their location, taking those masks off, you are an idiot. They make their move when they're ready to make their move. And I'll tell you why. Now listen, look at this.
See how it's filling in the gaps for police agencies that are still struggling for manpower.
This, of course, is one of our monitoring rooms. You're currently seeing cameras from different parts of the country, California, Florida, New Jersey, and then many points in between.
Former New Orleans police officer Brian Lagarde is the brains behind Project NOLA, the largest network of community crime cameras in the U.S.
The job's tough. We see a lot of bad things. We see some of the worst that humanity has to offer. Part of what makes it worth it is knowing that we're helping justice be served.
Using AI, the cameras alert Project NOLA if they pick up illegal activity, and law enforcement can review video. Any homeowner, business owner, school, or church can request a Project NOLA camera for free, only paying a fee of about $300 a year for cloud storage.
Business owners, residents are realizing the importance to help their local law enforcement. It is a community effort that you cannot, especially with manpower issues right now, law enforcement, it's virtually impossible for them to do it alone. They need the public's assistance.
These are cameras Project NOLA is allowing us to show publicly for this story, but oftentimes their team is in this room watching cameras in crime-ridden neighborhoods with gang violence and drug deals.
We get to know them pretty well by, watching what they're doing, who's controlling them.
Woo! Did y'all hear what he just said? Oh, see, y'all think because the murder rate is high in these cities, oh man, they ain't got nothing, because they would have been came and locked us up. No, they're not. Baltimore, Memphis, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Chicago, they continue to let the cities burn while the property value plummet, so that these corporations and companies and immigrants can come in and buy it up for cheap. Then they gentrify you out. But while they're doing it, they can't. It's too many of us to move out, so they're gonna warehouse a lot of black bodies. A lot of y'all gonna have to die, or be warehoused. Then the rest will be displaced because you're guests in your own communities. How many people in here are homeowners that's watching me now? Majority of the folk ain't homeowners. You are a guest in your community. So they're going to let Memphis burn on fire while at the same time gentrifying the community the whole time. Yep. So now we get caught up in the Negro stuff, but nobody's doing streams warning the Memphis people that they up against this. You're done. All of you are done. It's only a matter of time. You living in the house of the enemy. You're done. They saw all that. I'm trying to tell y'all, they saw that man get shot. It's on. They got the cameras everywhere. They saw it. If allegedly it was two men in the funeral sitting in the back, oh, they saw them too. They'll come get them when they're ready. That's the way it goes down, man. So look. Just I challenge you guys to call out these YouTubers and ask them, why aren't they telling you guys? These YouTubers that's way bigger than me, that's getting 50, 60, 100,000 views, ask them, now that we have control of our own image, why aren't you guys telling us the truth, telling the youth the truth about the surveillance cameras and how they got the game checkmated? Tell them to do those type of streams. So that way it can become a thing to start putting fear and waking up our people. Because a lot of our people are ignorant to this. The numbers was just at 30 and it went back down to 24 because people's clicking on that thumbnail because they want to hear me talk about nigga shit. Nigga shit. Because that's what's incentivized. Not the educational aspect of how we need to understand how to attack this problem.
As we're helping to work up cases on them.
This year alone, Lagarde says the cameras have helped law enforcement on hundreds of cases. And with violent crime spiking in New Orleans, business owners say the cameras are crucial.
If every business in the French Quarter had a camera on the street, that is incredibly valuable.
There is no American dream if you don't feel safe. I absolutely think it's one of the best solutions possible.
When we talk.
So let me do this. Let me move over here, right? So let's go to a little bit of let's go to a little bit of the history, right? Let's go into young Dolph and a situation that happened back in 2017.
Following some breaking news from CMPD this midday, the department releasing some new video in a deadly shooting that happened on Juneteenth, and it happened on Beatties Ford Road. You might remember 4 people were killed, 10 others were hurt in the incident that happened back in June. Now we have some new video. We're going to show you what happened just moments before the shooting took place. WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito joining us with a look at that new video. Nate.
Yeah, that video is incredibly hard to watch and listen to. Multiple guns. I counted more than 100 rounds fired over just the course of a minute. And it's especially hard when you consider 4 people died, 1 person struck by a car. This new video, taken by a business on Catherine Simmons Avenue, gives us a glimpse into the fear and chaos of that June 22nd night. Out of the 400 people there that night, all potential witnesses, police still don't have enough information to charge anyone at this point, including the people you see in that video. They're not even sure if any of the bullets you hear that they fired, reacting to nearby gunfire, struck anyone. They do know 10 people suffered injuries and 4 died, including Kenneth Stevenson's only child, Darion, 31 years old, a chef and father of 3. Police told the grieving father today they're trying their best to solve this case, but need the public's help.
It's really tough. What we'd like to be able to do is to be able to give you answers from day one.
So this is the video from when they shot up his what's the name? Watch this. Hold on, let me go over here, right? Let me do this real quick. So this is the aftermath of that shooting, right? And that's the image of Dolph. That's the image there of hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, this here is the image of Dolph and them at that time at that shooting. So they shot all that up, right? And that was back in 2017. Another van, four people was killed. 4 people was killed. A bunch of people shot, right? And this is the stuff that go on, right? So let me go back over. Let's go back over. Let's go 6 years ago. He was also shot in California, right? So let's break it down, because I did this
line near the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tourists ducking and a rap artist was hit and seriously injured. Tonight, police say an ugly rivalry may be behind that shooting. KCAL9's Crystal Cruz is live in Hollywood right now with the latest on this investigation. Crystal.
Hi, Jeff. Highland and Hollywood back open tonight. So is the Lowe's. But now we know who police want to talk to help fill in the blanks.
And I never had no budget because I got it up.
The LAPD now wants to talk with rapper Youre Done following a shooting in front of Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood.
The individual you've mentioned has been possibly identified as being involved in what took place earlier. To what degree, we have no idea at this point.
100 shots.
Another rapper, Young Dolph, in critical condition, shot several times in the body, and police say they have hotel security video they're now looking over.
In the video, an individual produces a gun, a suspect, and he fires.
Now, they had already knew it. A couple people got locked up with this, but the objective is for you to off yourself. They're not in the business of saving black people. When has America ever been in the business of saving black people? This is not hate. This is American history. American history has always been in the business of warehousing black bodies and miseducating black people. That's part of American history. So it's not hate speech. It's the hate that hate produced. So now you have us actually practicing the same hate on each other that historically been practiced on us. So they out there in California just shooting at each other back then. Then later on, they shoot up the van, and it goes on and on and on and on and on, right? Hold on.
Fires toward the individual who was shot.
Detectives looking into the possibility of bad blood between rival rappers. Several months ago in North Carolina, Young Dolph's SUV was shot at 100 times, but he wasn't in it. Witnesses heard the shots here in Hollywood, and nearby security video captured a person running from an SUV.
I've heard about 9 pops, like, pop, and then there was a series. And then it stopped.
After Young Dolph was shot, he walked to a nearby shoe store for help. The suspect's gold Cadillac Escalade was found at a gas station nearby, and officers detained 2 men for questioning. So again tonight, officers want to speak with rapper Youre Done, possibly staying at the hotel along with Young Dolph's entourage. I just spoke with LAPD, who's...
So the feds have been on this already for a long time, right? Now, I want y'all to see this here, right? Hold on, let me go over here. Where is it at? Let me move over, right? Oh shit, I didn't mean to stop. I hit the wrong button. I'll make this a little bigger for y'all. If this video reaching to you young gangbangers, any of you young guys, I need you guys to understand something, right? I need you guys to understand something. Man. What the big homie is trying to show you guys, right? The 10 most surveilled cities in the United States, cameras per person, right? Based on cameras per 1,000 people. In Atlanta, Georgia, there's 60 cameras for 490,000 people, 60,000 cameras. So it's 60,000 cameras all over the city. And ain't no telling how far those cameras can go. Because I just showed y'all of Chicago when they got these guys coming out the house, getting in their car, riding several blocks to commit a murder, got the murder on camera, got them getting back in the car, driving back to the hideout, all on camera in Chicago, right? Washington, D.C., 35,000 cameras for 631,000 people. Philadelphia, PA, where I'm from, right? 46,000 people for 1.5 million, right? San Francisco, 18,000 cameras, right? For 715,000. Denver, Colorado, 14,000 cameras for 699,000 people. Chicago, Illinois, 48,000 cameras throughout the city, right? For 2.6 million. Albuquerque, New Mexico, 9,000. Detroit, Michigan, 10,000 cameras for 600,000. Memphis, 8,000 cameras for 600,000. And the same 10,000 for Las Vegas. And reason why I'm showing you guys this, they have cameras everywhere, all over the place. They got the game checkmated. They can see you. They can see what's going on. And this is the thing. I'm gonna swing it this way because I'm doing the stream to show you where you can get an outstanding understanding for what I'm trying to tell y'all. Right. So now I'm gonna play a video of one of the guys, Fair Use. Play this video. One of the what's his name? Witty Apparatus. He had wait a minute. Matter of fact, let me do this first. Let's do this, and then we'll get to that.
Tools police are using more often to keep us safe is cameras. From SkyCop cams to surveillance cameras in our homes and businesses, someone's always watching, it seems. Even so, business smash and grabs with thieves making off with thousands of dollars of merchandise are only getting worse. In fact, up 40% from last year, according to Memphis police. So are these cameras making a difference? ABC 24's Jay Shakur is live after seeking answers to that question tonight. Jay, what did you find out?
That's right. As crime continues, some business owners and homeowners tell me they aren't really seeing the impact of MPD's crime-fighting efforts through SkyCop and security camera integration.
A little bit intrusive when crime is not happening, but who's to say when crime is going to happen?
As Memphis police continue to expand efforts to make the city safer, one tool in their tool set is surveillance, specifically cameras at businesses.
Camera at the business is integrated. We can watch the business cameras live.
This year, MPD rolled out a more integrated camera system with nearly 4,000 registered cameras so far, all available to be monitored in MPD's real-time crime center. That gives law enforcement information to possibly catch criminals in the act or provide images of who to look for. But some in Memphis don't believe the expanded camera program is moving the needle in cutting down crime, including the co-founder of Inspire Community Cafe, Terrence Whitley.
Thank you. It's a after the fact situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna prevent the crime from happening. A lot of people nowadays, they don't care.
That's why Memphis business owners and homeowners alike are asking for more preventative measures instead of retroactive ones.
The major issue is the youth crime. The focus should be on wraparound services for all of our youth.
Others say another answer, in addition to more cameras, is the physical presence of more officers in neighborhoods.
See, people still don't get it. The cameras, they don't give a damn about you killing each other. The cameras is there now to is to catch you on camera and to warehouse you to make the prison system a $1 trillion industry, to keep it going. They don't need you in those communities that you live there anymore. You're being gentrified out. So the urban criminal, the real nigga, the gangster, he's obsolete. So now you committed a murder back in 2018 and you think you got away. And here they come. They got you, man. They're going to come get you when they're ready, bro. They got you. So what I'm saying is I challenge, we got 35 people in there. I challenge the people to challenge these big YouTubers to do the right footage for this kind of stuff. It's easy. See, when I'm ready to get the big Jook in them, it's easy to get the big Jook in them. But now that I laid this out, y'all got an outstanding understanding for why now I'm about to say what I'm going to say. They don't. When has the United States government ever cared about a black man killing another black man? They create economic deprivation for years, place you in concrete jungles with limited resources, and know that you're going to behave in a manner in which you behave, and then create a prison system, judicial systems, and surveillance cameras and everything else to lock you up when you behave the way you was designed to behave. Poor foods, miseducation, lack of resources, lead in the water, all kinds of stuff leading to the behaviors that's manifested. And there's an economic surplus for these other groups. But they're not going to tell you this. But let's keep going.
On patrol.
So I think they focus on the wrong situation right now. Police presence is very necessary. We need them, you know what I'm saying? We need the police in the communities, you know, riding around, making connections, figuring out who is who, you know, getting familiar who they dealing with.
Now, we did reach out to MPD asking for an update on the effectiveness of these cameras since that expansion in July, but we haven't heard back just yet. Now, a daily Medellin investigation, however, in 2021 found that with more than 2,000 SkyCop cameras, they were rarely used in solving criminal investigations.
See what he said, they was rarely used because they got the information. When they ready to come, they won't come. When they ready to take them all down, you gonna see, and the YouTubers gonna make a lot of money because they're gonna be doing videos on it. But I'm in a prevention business. I run an organization, Urban Nerves, because I'm in the prevention business. So I'm teaching to bring awareness to what they really doing. So now let's move over to what a lot of people really come to see. So again, this is not my content. This is another brother's content. And this is allegedly, this is supposed to be the van that was a shooting. That was the shooting that killed Big Jook. So let's check out some of this stuff, right?
Based on the things that have taken place previously, and now that might be accurate, and it seems like that might be right. But a new detail has emerged in this situation that might throw a monkey wrench into the whole case. And it's involving a vehicle that was seen in a shooting previously. And now the same vehicle is being associated with the shooting of Big Jook.
So now, take it off the screen. So now what they're saying is these two vehicles are allegedly the same vehicles in two different shootings. This was a shooting that supposed to took place some time ago. I think like 2 weeks ago or something like that, in the shooting where somebody was shot up in the Tesla and a Lyft driver came and helped the person, and they were seen fleeing the scene with no license plate, right? And then this was another one where when Jook was shot, that same Jeep was seen fleeing the scene, right? Was seen fleeing the scene. So let's listen.
Now this same vehicle is being associated with the shooting of Big Jook. Now let's actually look at a news clip of the local law enforcement talking about how they're going to be pursuing this case.
A repast, a meal shared by loved ones after a funeral, was underway when it all happened. Deputy Police Chief Paul Wright says he does not believe this shooting was accidental.
There's no, this is preliminary, so we hadn't developed a connection to that at this time. We do feel like the individual that was shot was possibly targeted by the suspect.
Now, in that news clip, you learned that the local law enforcement there in Memphis is going to pursue this case much like they did with the young Dolph case. They're going to match everything and all the details out there. And it seems like the first thing that dropped was a picture of the alleged getaway vehicle in the shooting of Big Jook. Now, it was a white vehicle. This car right here, it's a Ford Explorer. with no plates or anything on it, right? Now, crazy enough, this vehicle has been seen in another shooting that took place just a day or two prior to when Big Jook lost his life. So these two cases might actually be connected as well. So, man, let's actually look at the news story about that shooting that looks like it's involving the same vehicle. All right, so check this out. So this news story recently dropped, right? And a lot of people are starting to speculate because of the vehicle involved and because this is also taken in Memphis. As you can see, the headline here says, new details. Lyft driver, passenger helped shooting victim in Tesla. So there was somebody who was shot in a Tesla, and they're saying that they were wheezing for pain or wheezing because they were in pain or whatnot. And some bystanders who happened to be a Lyft driver or whatnot ended up helping the person out. Now look at the vehicle that was caught on camera that they say was.
Now, the reason why I laid out everything I laid out for the first 50 minutes before I got to this, because now y'all understand what I was trying to show you guys. They already got everything on camera. I'm telling you now, they have a grid, and they're gonna be able to find out through watching that after that shooting, wherever this Jeep went back to, they're gonna see it when it left. So now they already got the route. They already got them, right? And if this was the shooter at the other shooting, they already got all that now. They got they got it. I'm telling y'all, the game is rigged. They don't need the urban criminal. We are in the time of demolition, man. Simon Phoenix. They wiping out the urbanized crime the way that we understood it for our generation. That's being done with. The drive-by Tommy gun and all that kind of stuff, they're doing away with that. And this is why I laid out, and I still got more to show you. I laid it out in the manner in which I laid it out. And I wish these big YouTubers would get off their high horse and stop just always worrying about money and just tell these young people the truth. Tell them what was happening. So now they don't got to come get you today. They might come get you in 2026. Well, they really got you. They got the whole game wiped out. That's why Muwap and them in the Chicago case. Hold on. Muwap and them in the Chicago case never had a chance, right? So what? Well, here we go. So what? There's no excuse. I grew up in the ghetto too. You don't have to behave like a savage, hurting people, hurting your own. Hey, yeah, we know that. But again, for me as a teacher, I don't make emotional responses because I understand what's happening. And I don't look at things as the individual. Let me teach for a second. I don't look at things from the individual perspective. I look at things from what's being done in the agendas that's at play. I understand Operation Mockingbird, how they psychologically condition the people through social engineering. I look at what they do with the foods. I also look at the way that they systematically create economic deprivation and then place certain things inside your communities. And they systematically create ghettos on purpose for their own economic gain. The welfare system is a $1 billion system for them. The prison system is a $1 billion system for them. The booze, everything that you do is an economic surplus for them. Everything. And because you don't create anything, you are the top consumer of everything. It's a benefit to them. So now watch this, right? Listen, y'all. I'm gonna read this part again for y'all. Around the same time, surveillance footage showed Liggins, Smart, and others running down a stairwell at Parkway Gardens at 63rd and Martin Luther King Drive, according to the affidavit. It says Smart and another person got into a Ford Fusion owned by Offer. The FBI believed Liggins got into the Chrysler 300. From there, investigators were able to trace the vehicle's path from Parkway Gardens to the scene of the murder. Watch this. Hold on. Let's highlight that. From there, investigators were able to trace the path from Parkway Gardens to the scene of the murder. Let's go. Using surveillance and police and POD cameras around the time Wheatley got out of the car, the feds say the Fusion and the Chrysler was seen traveling in the same direction on the 6200 block of Wentworth, just 5 seconds apart. The vehicles were spotted on camera at least 7 additional locations. The vehicles were spotted on camera in at least 7 additional locations. Now let me go back to where I was. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, this shooting here, oh, they already got that. They got it already. The shooting, so if this is the same car, the shooting that went and shot and took Big Jook out, they got that already. They got them coming from where they came from to do the shooting and going back to where they went. It's only a matter of time. The game is checkmated. Tell these young people the truth. Tell these young men the truth. It's over. You're trying to copy what you saw my generation do. It's over. It's a new day. It's a new world we're in. It's the world of automation and technology. They don't need you no more. Hold on. Right? So I showed you guys, right? I showed you guys in Memphis, right? All these police installed cameras, and then they got other cameras all over the city, right? So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's just listen to some more, right?
Following the person in the Tesla who was actually shot. If you look at that vehicle, it looks eerily similar to the vehicle that's actually being placed in this whole situation. And it gets more interesting when we go and read the story. So let's get to it, man. So let's check this out. So in Memphis, Tennessee, police say a Lyft driver and his passenger came to the aid of a man shot several times while driving his Tesla in East Memphis. So this took place in East Memphis, and this person was driving their Tesla, and it looked like somebody pulled up on him and started to shoot. You know what I mean? And, you know, Memphis is in the South. And in the South, people have all sorts of different type of weapons and things like that. So a lot of shots can be let off at a short amount of time, man, in these situations. That's why people were so amazed at the amount of times that it said that Big Jook was shot in that situation and how quick it might have happened, right? This looks similar to that situation. It's saying it happened late Friday night at Popular Avenue and Ridgeway Loop. Now, we've heard that name several times, but it goes on to say that man shot severely injured near Popular Avenue. The female passenger in the Lyft told investigators they were southbound on Ridgeway Center Parkway, approaching the Ridgeway Loop when they pulled up next to the victim's Tesla and noticed multiple bullet holes in the driver's side window. So it's in the driver's side window. Somebody had to pull up to him to the driver's side and start.
No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Spire.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean? And they said they just were randomly pulling up and they saw somebody's car was shot up. So, and if it's a Tesla, you know, that kind of sticks out, regardless of the car. If you roll up and you're in your Uber, most people would just be like, hey, man, keep going. But this person, I guess they feel like a good Samaritan or whatnot. They felt the need to help out. So the woman said she could also hear the victim was in distress. So whoever had been shot was in the car, probably screaming out like, help, I've been shot. Somebody help me, you know what I'm saying? Or either wheezing in pain. Now, the story continues by saying, she said she tried to help him out of their Tesla before police arrived. So, man, this person, she was really trying to be a good Samaritan out here, man. She saw somebody wheezing in pain, heard them wheezing in pain, saw that their car was shot up, and then went to help, which is dangerous, man, because, you know, people spin the block and then they spin the block back. Like, they come back twice. Whoever laid out the shots, they probably thought they let so many shots off that the person in the car was already dead. It would not survive, so they sped off, or they just didn't want to spend too much time there because, obviously, if you look, there were cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can see that there was cameras that caught every angle of this car. You can see the car leaving right there.
Now you see what he just said, right? Don't that correlate with what I just been telling y'all for the last hour? There were cameras everywhere. There were cameras all over the place. Hey, make sure you guys supporting the channel, man. We got our GoFundMe up there. We got our Cash App right here, and we got our website to my foundation, Urban Nerds, where if you guys want to donate, y'all can donate through PayPal or Venmo. PayPal, Venmo. We have the Cash App there, Urban Nerds WW 2023, and our GoFundMe. You guys can donate to our foundation and you know our youth organization and what we do. It's right there. But you hear what he said? They got the cameras caught everything. It's all everything, and that's what I was telling them, dear boy. New York City. I'll say it because I don't think that you was in there when I broke that down. Let me say it again. 25 years ago, New York City and Los Angeles was on fire. New York City was averaging for like 10 straight years 2,000 homicides a year. Brooklyn itself was averaging like 700 to 800 homicides just in that one barrel. And between Harlem and the Bronx, they was having like a lot, like probably about 900 homicides between both. It just in 42 square miles and 64 square miles. That's how bad. That's how many murders. That's how many bodies was dropping in New York City, and then not even counting Queens and then Staten Island. So, and what they did was, then you go to L.A. and you have L.A. They was averaging over 2,000 homicides. They used surveillance cameras and resources, and they totally broke those cities down to the point where they don't even get over 400 homicides. That was the model, and they did it in the last 25 years. So now they are allowing Memphis, Philly, places like Memphis and Philly, because if you think, let me see. Where was this at? Let me see. That was the Dolph. Damn, where did I see it at? So I did that one, right? Did I do this one yet? Show y'all something, right? If y'all just think it's Memphis, right? It's not just Memphis. It's everywhere, right? It's happening everywhere, right? So check this out real quick, and then we'll come right back to that same story, right? I want y'all to see this, right?
For suspects in a deadly mass shooting in Philadelphia's Strawberry Mansion neighborhood.
Watch
Police
this.
believe the scene on the 2400 block of Myrtle Wood Street is an illegal speakeasy. Our Ellen Kolodziej reports.
So we're not even halfway through the first month of the new year, and the shootings just keep going up. This time, Philadelphia police were called to the Strawberry Mansion neighborhood of the city, where 6 people were shot.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous all over. It really is. It's scary.
Just before 1 this morning, police say shots rang out on the 2400 block of Myrtlewood Street at what they call an illegal speakeasy.
It's sad. It's really sad. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This world is not right.
Police say the shooter was standing on the street outside and fired through the front door and window. A 53-year-old man was shot in the face and died at the scene. A 41-year-old man was shot several times in the chest and died at the hospital a short time later. 4 others, 2 women and 2 men, also suffered gunshot wounds to the legs and arms and were listed in stable condition.
They dying for nothing. They dying for nothing. You say it.
So now watch this, right? This stuff is happening all over the country, right? But places like Philly, where I'm from, right? They call these shootings now mass shootings, but this stuff that happens citywide. We don't have all the gangs. Well, they do now because the young kids is drilling each other all over Philly, and we was averaging 500 homicides a year, like 3,000 people, 2,500 people shot. So they already they smoking each other in Philly. Philly's bigger than Memphis. And they shoot each other citywide. You guys see when they show Kensington all over America and the zombies walking. That's Philly, Memphis, Atlanta, all these, Chicago, Milwaukee, all these, Baltimore, all these places. But they got it on surveillance, and the people are tired because the masses of the people are good people. The majority of black folk are good people. They get up and go to work every day, good people. but it's a small percentage of the people that's causing all the problems, right? So you see the people, they're terrified, they're tired.
Your own kids. You see your own kids sit there and get shot in front of your face. You say that's it's hard.
Some neighbors.
Hold on. Let's analyze this, right? Let's analyze this, because I like to do what other YouTubers won't do, because I actually care about the people. This is a grown lady, right? I want you to look at her face. I want you to look at her face. And this is a face of years and years and years of trauma. In a city like Philadelphia, where she's from, in North Philly, where shootings are just plentiful all the time, right? And you get tired. You get tired to the point where you start to hate your own people more than the white man do. Look.
Hey, your own kids. You see your own kids sit there.
Hold on. I wanted to catch her when she turned around.
You see your own kids.
Right there. That's what I wanted to catch. You see all that? It's a face of tired. Being traumatized by your own people. And I'm telling you, they got cameras everywhere now, and they're coming. Philadelphia, they got you. They killing it in clustered areas around the city because they moving you out, gentrifying you out.
Sit there and get shot in front of your face. You say it's hard.
Some neighbors like Jacqueline McIntyre say all the violence in the neighborhood makes them feel trapped in their own homes.
I don't know, because I don't really come out that much for everything. I don't come out that much, but just to hear it on the news right around the corner where you live at, it's sad. You can't walk down the street. You can't sit on your porch. You can't go nowhere because of the move. You can't go nowhere. It's sad.
Others say they are tired of excuses and want real change.
Something done with these guns.
So I just wanted I wanted to do that. So before I go back over here to the Jook thing, right? Because again, it's easy to talk all day about trying to stop. Oh yeah, no, I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. Let's just get back over here.
And you can see a further shot of the car leaving right there. And this seems like, even though it's called Popular, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. This seems like a popular place that's named in a lot of these Memphis stories, right? And it's wild that somebody in the same exact car that's being associated with the big Jook shooting is actually tied to another shooting that occurred just several days before. Now, if we close in and we look, it looks like this car is the same car because it doesn't look like it has any tags either, man. Is it possible that the person who had this vehicle was just on a mission? They were like, we're gonna run down the list. We're gonna take out this person. We're gonna take out Big Jook. We're gonna take out that person, because that's what it seems like when you really get a look at the vehicle and the pictures. But man, let's continue with the story, man, before we really delve deep into these pictures, right? Now, the victim was shot several times, was transported to Regional 1 Medical Center in critical condition. And you see those same pictures of that car, and it's basically leaving, man. Now, the story finishes by saying a few things. Now, officers located several spent shell casings from a rifle and a handgun near the Tesla, and said video from nearby businesses showed the victim was being followed by a white Ford Explorer before the shooting. Now, what vehicle was used in the big Jook shooting? A white Ford Explorer with no tags, blacked out, and a black sunroof. This seems like this is the same exact car. Let's keep it real, man. Like this.
With a new year, it's the perfect time to choose a healthier, happy.
This ain't the same.
I'm gonna pause it here. Now, if YouTubers themselves can put this stuff together, you think the police ain't got it already? So when you hear, matter of fact, because I got to do illustration, I have to do illustration because it's better when I do it that way. It's better when I do an illustration. Let me go back.
Because of the move, you can't go nowhere. It's sad.
Others say they are tired.
You can't go nowhere.
You see her talking, right? Let me sit up for a minute because this is important, because a lot of us we misunderstand. When you see her talking and you see her breaking that, speaking the manner in which she's speaking, and I'm showing you guys surveillance cameras everywhere. They already know they're not going to come inside to fix anything for our people. We don't have no allies and no friends. They're not fixing or giving you resources or reparations to fix your stuff. They want the murders. They want dead bodies on the block. They want traumatized black mothers that give birth to black boys. Every day a black boy comes out of a wound of a black woman. They want a black woman with a hole in her heart and a broken spirit, so that way she can raise wayward boys. That's the design. They want broken black women that would never rear up a boy in the way that he's supposed to be. That's the design. They see all this. They already know who did it. But they're not coming right away. They're not coming right away. So I had to show this because I got to give illustration to what I'm doing, man. Because we got to do it slow at a time. One thing at a time. Pace it. So let's go back to what he's doing.
Car. That's a weird coincidence, to be real with you, man. And it being a Ford Explorer and everything, man, these things might actually be connected. You know what I mean? And they said that there were two different shell cases. One was from a rifle, the other was from a handgun. Eerily similar to what happened in the young Dolph shooting. Remember, there was a guy with a long form rifle, and then there was a guy with a handgun. Same thing here in this situation. And I will bet anything when the shell casings and ballistics come back on the big Jook shooting, it'll be something similar to that. It'll be a handgun and a rifle, man. So these guys are legitimately going out there, and that shows that it was two shooters. So they probably really thought that this guy was gone, that there was no way that he would survive. But it looked like an innocent bystander just said, hey, man, I'm in my Lyft, or Uber or whatnot. Somebody's over there in pain. They got shot, man. Let's try to help this person, man. So shout out to that person, I'm guessing. I don't know who's involved or why this took place, so maybe I shouldn't say shout out to them. But to think that somebody would risk their own life and safety to go and say, forget it, man. We're going to try to help this person that's obviously their car has been shot up. You know what I'm saying? They're wheezing in pain. It's tough to get involved in those situations because you never know how deep it is and how much you really want to get involved. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this, man. Let's look at these pictures just one more time. So look at that. That's the same car, right? You see the blacked out rims, the blacked out top, the blacked out everything. Ford Explorer. Doesn't look like it has any tags. If you look at that picture right there, doesn't look like there's any tags on the back of this car either, on the front or the back of the car. No tags, right? That's just another shot of it leaving away. But they're saying, I mean, maybe it's a possibility they were following that car because it was somebody they were with and they were dropping them off.
So I'm go from there, right? I want to go over here real quick. So these was the images from when Dolph got killed. Them running through with the AK-47 and the handgun, and them gunning down, catching Dolph slipping and gunning down Dolph, and then guys in court and all these different things, right? So now you have a whole, how many people since the murder of Dolph? How many people since the murder of Dolph has been killed? Since Dolph was killed, how many people has been killed, right? In the 90s were getting shot up weekly. Yeah. It was. It was. I agree with you. Same here in Philadelphia. It was the same bull. It was the same bull crap. But I'm asking now, how many people since the murder of Dolph, has been murdered, right? So we go over here, right? Let me see. They had images of, what the heck is that? Those pictures there. Hold on. Okay, yeah. They have images of Big Jook and his brother, but it was alleged that he's supposed to put up allegedly the 40,000 to Govan Hernandez or whatever to put the hit out on Dolph. But I showed you guys that Dolph was shot in California first. Then they shot up his Sprinter van. They shot a Sprinter van up. We showed you guys that. So the question that I'm asking is, how many more people got to get shot? How many more people got to die? A lot of you guys come online and you promote and propagate the death of black men. Man, we got to get our get back. When does it stop? It's just a cycle that keeps perpetuating itself. A lot of y'all ain't ready to go to jail. Go upstate. They warehousing you. They're not giving you lenient sentences. They're giving you life right away. It's over. You just crashing out for what? You crashing out for what? This guy was 47 years old, a year younger than me. He's out of there, dead. And then he's gunned down in front of his mama. Gunned down in front of his mama. I told you guys that when I showed you that black woman, that's the face. That's the face of pain. That's the face of hurt. These young men that are dying are coming out of the wombs of black women. Most of them don't have fathers. They're being raised up by black women. It's just it's insane. It's crazy. But let me show y'all something. Let's go back over here real quick. Where is it at? Hold on, let me find the video that I was looking for. Nonprofit. Okay.
Report estimates about 1 billion security cameras rolling worldwide, 18% of them here in the United States, like at this ATM. Every time you do your banking, you're caught on camera. But you don't have to be using a service like that in order to be caught on camera. In fact, just walking down the street, you can be captured on closed circuit TV. The U.S. is second only to China when it comes to keeping eyes on its citizens. Make no mistake, Big Brother is watching. According to safety.com, the average American is caught on camera 238 times each week.
Wow. It's surprising.
Now, if they say the average American is caught on camera 230 times each week, how can they come before you and say that they don't have suspects in shootings? When I just showed you guys, listen, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go back because, like I said, we're gonna move around because I want y'all to get it. I want y'all to get it. Let's move back over. Let's move this down. Let's go back over here. Now, I just showed y'all when they just said the average American is shown at least 200 something times a week. So that means they have a profile on everybody, right? They have a profile. They just said here right here and told you, but we got to study. And I challenge YouTubers, stop picking the salacious stories just for money. Start telling your people the truth. Teach your people what's happening. Because we only go to the trauma and the salacious stuff. We don't, the emotional attachment to trauma. We don't teach. So that way we can be educated as to what's really going on and stop making emotional responses to trauma. We need help. Oh my God. No. That's not the proper approach and method, the way. Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me do it. Let me do this. I'm going to read this again. Wheatley was killed at 4:26 p.m. on August 4, 2020. According to the affidavit, 16 minutes earlier on Oak Street, it said Wheatley got out of the car driven by his girlfriend and stood in the line outside. Wheatley's mother has said he was shopping for a present for his son. Around the same time, surveillance footage. Around the same time, surveillance footage. Around the same time, surveillance footage. That surveillance footage that show you 200 something times a week. That surveillance footage showed Liggins, Smart, and others running down a stairway in Parkway Gardens on 63rd and Martin Luther King Drive. According to the affidavit, it says Smart and another person got into a Ford Fusion owned by Offer. The FBI believed Liggins got into the Chrysler 300. Now watch. From there, investigators were able to trace the vehicle. Investigators were able to trace the vehicle. Investigators were able to trace the vehicle. Investigators were able to trace the vehicle from Parkway Gardens to the scene of the murder using surveillance, using video surveillance and police POD cameras. Around the time Wheatley got out of the car on Oak Street, the feds say that the Fusion and Chrysler was seen traveling in the same direction. The Fusion and the Chrysler was seen traveling in the same direction on the grid. where they can see everything. They already got you. They got you. Listen, young men, young brothers out there, all my real niggas, all my bad bitches. You got your guns, you gang banging, bang bang everywhere gang. They already got you. Put it down. Put it down. You already caught. You are not doing a drive-by today. You are not coming out of your, I don't care if you got a mask on. They got you. You are not still in the car, taking the plates off and going to do a shooting. They got you. Because wherever you take that car back to, if you take the car to the park to burn it, and you get in another car, they got surveillance camera at the park. They got you. So now listen, because I come from this. You steal a car, right? You go do a shoot. You go to the hideout, jump out the car, toss gasoline and stuff on the car and in the car, burn it on fire, jump in another van and pull off. They got you on camera doing that too. And then you get to the hideout, they got you. So they start locking up people around you to get you to tell. It's over. The urban criminal is obsolete. The criminal in St. Louis, the criminal in Oakland, the criminal in Chicago, OGs, that era is over. It's over for that era. I've been blowing this whistle for a long time. And what I'm seeing on YouTube is these big YouTubers is all they care about is the story and trying to solve a case, but they're not teaching these young people what they should be teaching them. Because these young people is watching these channels. They're not watching little old me. I'm just a brother George that tell the truth. I'm just an old head that tell the truth. I'm the hating old head. That's all I am. That's what they call me, the hating old head that love them enough to tell the truth. But I speak so that way, if one can listen, I did my job. So listen, the vehicles were spotted on camera in at least seven additional locations. Information man. Those vehicles that was implicated in the murder. Look, when we speak this way, we went up to 40, down to 33. Now let me ask y'all a question. Why y'all think people left out? You know why they left out? Because I'm not talking about Big Jook and trying to solve the case and talking about his mama and picking a side. I'm trying to teach you. So I want y'all black people to listen to me. I want y'all to listen to me what I'm about to say. I love my people more than they hate themselves, but some black people you just gonna have to get away from. Some black people you're gonna have to snitch on. Snitch on them niggas. Send them right to the white man. If they come around you shooting up the block, not caring about the masses of the people in the community, and you are a civilian, snitch on them. Get them out of there. Go right down to the police station quietly and tell them, yo, such and such, get them niggas out of there. Because they be the same dudes that shoot up the block or shoot your daughter in the face while she outside jumping rope. Or shoot your mama while she coming home from work. Get them out of there. And if anybody say that I'm wrong, they are an enemy to black people. Let me tell you something. You are an enemy to black people. I grew up in the streets. I come up through drive-bys. I come up through shootings. I come up through crack houses, crack whores. We never did that kind of stuff. The dirt we didn't do it where it involved citizens and regular people. If you are a real nigga and you committing crimes and you hurting innocent people, you terrorizing innocent people in the community, I'm telling the decent people in the community to snitch on them. Get them niggas out of here. This is not 1991. It is not 1989 when they didn't have cameras, when they was enforcing the communities to be this way because they was using our communities to fund wars. Now we're in the digital age where they don't need you no more. So if you still got niggas trying to be real niggas and criminals, get them out of there. Go down to the police station and tell on them. Because the community know. Tell on that nigga. Get them out of there. Let me see. Right. See, and that's that I like what he said. Silence and see, the game is already rigged. Nobody goes by the old school rules of the game where you just stay quiet. Everybody's telling on each other. Everybody's always telling each other. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me unshare for a minute so they can really see what I'm saying. Because I'm saying this, and listen to me. If you live in a community and you got guys shooting up the community, shooting up block parties, shooting up parties, shooting up events where decent black people come to and people are being murdered. Listen to me. Snitch on them. If you are a civilian, I'm not saying if you part of the crime. If you a gangster and a real nigga and you put your life in the street, then you ain't supposed to snitch. But if you a person that get up and go to work every day, you holding down the family, and you trying to live a decent life on the block, and these people that's already snitching on themselves with their guns, proclaiming who they are all on social media, claiming gang, telling people they're going to shoot them on social media, they already snitch on each other. If they are terrorizing your community, you ain't got to say it publicly. Just go down to the police station and tell the local detective where them niggas be at and where they keep the guns. Because the community already know. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. Because my generation didn't shoot Miss Jenkins or Mr. Charlie. When Mr. Charlie came up the block, we spoke to Mr. Charlie. Some of us was hardened shooters. I grew up in Philadelphia. Check the numbers in the 80s and 90s. Murders everywhere, every day. I never even thought about shooting a woman or shooting an elder or shooting up a block when Miss Jenkins and them was on the block. If we was after you, we laid on you for hours and waited for you to come out your house. And when you left off the block, we might have got you. But never when Miss Jenkins and them was on the porch. We never just came through and shot up the whole block. So now, if you want to do that, the community owes you no loyalty. Snitch on you're good people. 80% of the problem in the community is your fault because you protect these criminals. You don't say nothing. You ain't got to go out and tell in front of everybody. Get them out of there. If they want to be killers and real niggas, send them right to the white man. Tell the white man to come get your nigga. Because a nigga, no black person is born a nigga. A nigga is manufactured and made in America. Send them right to the white man. Tell the white man to come get your niggas. Come get them. If you don't want to change and you celebrate and you happy to kill a black person, and then you go celebrate it, you put it in your music, you celebrate it, call Mr. Charlie and tell him to come get his niggas. We don't got use for him no more. That's the only way things are going to change in the community. It's not going to be through programs. It's not going to be through systems. It's going to be through the community is saying, I'm tired. I'm Hakeem, John Quavius, Don Terrius. I'm no longer protecting you no more. Nigga, we know you shot up that party. You going to jail. We tell him. You ain't got to tell him. Just go down there and tell. You anonymously. Just go tell. They'll catch him. Stop not saying nothing. If you are a civilian, it's not snitching. If you are a civilian, decent people, working people, it's not snitching. Plus, anyway, in today's time, these niggas snitch on themselves anyway. There you go, D-Ski. Yep. You snitch. You snitch when you take a rappy with you doing a violent crime. So to me, that's silly from right. So now, if your mom coming home from work working a double shift and Boo and Frog get into a shootout on the block and they hit your mom in the back and it come out her chest through her heart and kill her, y'all not supposed to say nothing? And y'all good, hard working people? Why are you giving these niggas loyalty? Why do they get loyalty? They didn't give a shit about the community. They didn't give a shit. See, I grew up in a time when as messed up as the community was for the most part, even the hardened criminal gangster niggas still knew, yo, hold on. That nigga with his mind, hold on, fall back. We're gonna wait for him. We're gonna wait. We're gonna let him go in the crib. We're gonna wait for him to come out. It's a different time, different world, man. The infection done got infected. You can't protect these people. Some people will have to go away, bro. You can't no more. You can't. Philly is a war zone. Hold on, where was I at? Let me go back to. All right, let me go back. All right, hold on. Let me reshare. Let me go back. You know what's funny too? These niggas These niggas get online. I'm cracking up because at my age, I see niggas that claim themselves to be gangbangers and killers doing videos trying to solve cases, right? Trying to solve cases, talking about niggas shootings and everything. See, I don't claim gangbang. I claim Christ. I don't claim gangbanging. I claim Christ. That's over for me. That's been out my life for years. I've been married to the same woman for 20 years, raising my children. I claim Christ. I don't claim the death of black people. When I was ignorant, when I was soldiering for Satan out in the world, I claim Christ, right? I'm a civilian now. But a lot of you so-called real niggas online, talking this gang stuff and real nigga shit, and then you online trying to solve cases and talking about murders that if you a real nigga, you ain't supposed to be doing no talking. No talking. None. Absolutely none. What you talking for? A lot of these YouTube channels, these dudes be, acting like they the biggest hardened gangsters, be trying to solve cases, then be talking about something, don't snitch. This whole stuff is confusing to me. Listen, D-Ski, no. The generation I came up in, if I was still in the street, I wouldn't be on YouTube. If it wasn't be only for urban nerds, it's no way would I be on YouTube talking about gang shootings and stuff like that when I was in the street. Because the niggas where I come from are check me. Damn, nigga. What the fuck is you? Where I come from? My generation? Oh, no. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all something, too. I'm going to show y'all something. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all how messed up it's gotten, right? How rigged the game is. I'm going to show y'all how rigged the game is. Just so y'all won't think I'm playing, man. Watch this. Let me email this to me. And then, yep. I'm gonna show y'all something coming out. So if I was still in the streets with my crew, I wouldn't be on YouTube talking about none of this stuff. Because all this is snitching. We don't do no talking. We go underground. We get money. We stay quiet. If it's time to hit a dude, you did it. You did it. When I was soldiering for Satan, we don't do no talking. I don't exist. I'm around, but I don't exist. I don't talk about no criminal activity. None. But all these dudes want to claim gang. They don't follow the rules. Them Detroit G's, them OGs up in Chicago, half these YouTubers would be dead. You on here talking about cases. You didn't do no talking if you was from the street. But I don't claim the street. I claim Christ. I disown the street. I bend it that the streets is a myth. I'm out here trying to kill my own people. When I'm talking about gang, who I'm gang and shooting, who I'm talking about shooting? My own people? I woke up. You can't unsee what you see. Right. I'm definitely not calling my buddy to go shoot somebody with me. Why jeopardize his life, have him endure one trying to stand up on a charge he can't recover from. Yeah. And also, man, listen, we gotta tell the truth, man. I mean, some people claim Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I claim Christ. I don't care how you come to the Most High. Just come to the Most High. Do away from those things, man. Do away from that. But if you online and you still claiming to be a gangster, but you promoting, but you on here snitching, you on here talking about criminal activity, nigga, you a rat. Here we go.
Rolling worldwide, 18% of them here in the United States, like at this ATM. Every time you do your banking, you're caught on camera. But you don't have to be using a service like that in order to be caught on camera. In fact, just walking down the street, you can be captured on closed circuit TV. The U.S. is second only to China when it comes to keeping eyes on its citizens. Make no mistake, Big Brother is watching. According to safety.com, the average American is caught on camera 238 times each week.
Wow. It surprises me, and it feels a bit weird to think about that.
Concerning it all?
No, I just think it keeps people safer than it doesn't. And if you don't want to be doing something that shouldn't be recorded, don't do it.
Here's how those 238 camera views rack up. Cameras capture you at home or in your neighborhood 14 times a week, 160 times behind the wheel. While you're working, candid cameras catch you.
Now, you see all this, right? Hold on.
40 times, maybe more if you're in retail, travel, or high security industry.
Now, you see all this, D-Ski, right? And you mean to tell me that you're going to go do a drive-by and think you got away? You're going to go to a funeral and shoot a high-profile guy 10 times in the face and think you got away. Who do you think you're talking to? Not me. See, I understand. I understand the culture of having your Mac 11 wrapped up in the scarf, right? Sitting in the car, sitting in the van with the tent in an obscure location, waiting on the dude. Got another crew somewhere in another location. So after you do it and you get to the hideout, you burn the car down and you jump in another car and you drive off. But I'm gonna tell you, D-Ski know this. D-Ski know this. What was kryptonite to a guy my generation? A goddamn camera. If you was down homicide and the homicide say, hey, we got footage showing you at the scene of a crime, you start shaking. What? You got footage? Man, I was at my mama's house. That ain't what the footage show. We got footage. If they had a camera back in the day, if they had you on camera back in the day, nigga, you was scared. Because a black man's kryptonite was a camera back in the day. Them dudes is done. Them dudes is done. Urban criminals obsolete. It's obsolete. The Brooklyn robber, the Brooklyn real nigga, the Bronx bombers, the LA gangbanger, the Oakland players, the Philly, the Chicago steppers, New Orleans steppers, the Philly black Muslims and gangsters. Them days is over. Obsolete. You were out of place today. Because niggas do too much talking. You out of place. Listen, look at what this is telling you. Look at what this is telling you. Look, watch this, y'all. Look.
Camera views rack up. Cameras capture you at home or in your neighborhood 14 times a week, 160 times behind the wheel. While you're working, candid cameras catch you 40 times, maybe more if you're in retail, travel, or high security industries, and 24 times a week while shopping or running errands.
I mean, I don't like it, but I don't know if it surprises me. But yeah, not a great thing to know.
Jay Stanley is a senior policy analyst with the ACLU.
We're seeing a very rapid increase.
Let me pause this. You know how they got smartphones? Well, they got smart computers too. That can, man, y'all just, what is wrong with our people, man? They can put your picture inside that database and then move around, and they can literally get your picture. D-Ski, Dear Boy, Auntie Esther, Zion, Rodney, they can put your picture inside the database and then move around. And your picture will show up in different places for like the last year. And what they would do is have a team scan and scope your whole movements for the whole year in these different places. And they got your black ass. It's over. They see you everywhere because you still go outside. And if you had on a mask, the car got you to your location. They got cameras that can see inside your house. When you take, matter of fact, I got a video of the Bronx dude. They got him putting the mask on inside the project hallway. Taking the mask off when he got back, they locked his ass up. It's over. And I'm challenging YouTubers to do content like this for the young generation that's watching you. I'm asking y'all to do this kind of content for all the young real niggas that like to watch y'all. Because I'm just a hating old head. You know me, I'm an old head, so I'm a hater. I'm just a hating old head that don't know nothing. The world started when y'all was born. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about drive-bys. I don't know nothing about cooking up half of bricks and damn, I don't know nothing about none of that. And visions pots and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about gym stars. I don't know nothing about opening up kilos with the gym stars with the X and popping it out and putting it on the newspaper and then wearing it. I don't know nothing about none of that, right? I come from that. I come from that as the big homie. But I don't glorify it. I don't celebrate that demonic stuff. But I know all about it. All about it. I know all about cooking up a whole brick and got a whole team of bagging it up at the table because in 2 days that shit is gone. I come from that. I come from that culture. Well, they didn't have surveillance cameras everywhere, but now they do. So for the type of life I lived, and if I was in the game, the type of money I want to get used to get, I can't go back out there. I'm a dinosaur now. I'm a dinosaur. Y'all got the game messed up, man. Hold on. People, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Hold on for a second. I'm going to show y'all how messed up the game is. Watch this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all how messed up this game is. Watch this. Let me go to my email real quick. Yeah, here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Now, watch this. Watch this, y'all. Screen share. Windows. How the hell I wait a minute. How the hell I get y'all to see it on here on the screen? Hold on, wait a minute. I want y'all to see this. This is important. This is real important. I hope Information Man is still here. This is real important. Now let me blow this up. I'm ready to make some of y'all mad. I'm ready to make some of y'all mad. Now, is the Zion still here? We got Dear Boy here. We have we got y'all here, right? We got D-Ski still here, right? Still in the house. Is Information Man still in the house, right? Now, let me move this out the way. Let me move my banners out. Let me move my banner out the way real quick. Now, I'm gonna show y'all how messed up the game is, right? I was at a concert in Atlantic City this weekend, me and my wife and my homeboys and stuff, and my crew. And it was old school concert. All the old school people was there, right? Public Enemy was there. Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Now, Flavor Flav walked in to the VIP with a white chick with the S1W jacket on. When he came in, he started getting love from people. But he walked into the VIP. There was a bunch of old goons up there, Philly niggas, New York, DC goons. He came in there with that white girl. I mean, you could hear like a pin drop, like, Arr! Everybody was just looking. He was uncomfortable. He left out of there in like 5 minutes and went downstairs because dude was ready to throw him over the tier, man. He came in there with a white girl, man, holding her hand, everything. It was crazy with the S1W. So he went back down the steps to the VIP downstairs because he basically got kicked out of the one upstairs because there was a lot of sisters in there too, and everybody was just looking like, what the? But hold on, let me show y'all. I don't know how to do it with the yeah. So she had on the Public Enemy jacket, and she was just out there just as comfortable as you want to be. So what I did, I'm gonna tell y'all what I did because you know me, I'm an asshole, And you know, I'm old school. I don't give a damn. I like to smoke too sometimes. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did, what I said to him while he was in the VIP. He came in the VIP, and one of my OGs, he in the Nation of Islam, he works security, and he told us, you know, to chill because, you know, he called him a sellout too, but he didn't say it to his face. But when he came in, I started being real loud. I said, I thought we couldn't trust him. I thought we was fighting the power. What happened? What happened to can't trust him? Right? I'm just saying it real loud, and everybody just was looking at him to a point that he got uncomfortable, and he got up. And this is when they came downstairs. This is them walking to go down to the what's the name down, because they basically got kicked out of the one upstairs because wasn't nobody playing. But he came and she had the jacket on, everything. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm saying all that to say this, right? The world that we grew up in, a lot of people came out and was serious about it and was supposed to be about the mission, but they aborted the mission. And a lot of people in my generation aborted the mission. And the young generation coming up behind us, they just wild, man. They don't have no ambition to help the community or help themselves. Everything is just every man for themselves. The girls are wild. The boys are out of control. They got cameras everywhere. They locking people up. It's just wild. But this, most of us that's 40, at least 47 and older, right? We grew up on Public Enemy. And Public Enemy was part of our process of growth into a man. That music, Welcome to the Terror Dome. How can you come through with a white chick when y'all? I mean, he was on stage with Chuck D. So so when I tell you don't trust these entertainers and athletes, don't trust none of them. Because I'm telling you, he had to get out of there, bro. Wasn't nobody playing. When he went back downstairs, people were celebrating him. When he came upstairs, everybody was like, no, fam. What's this? And they was more mad that she had the S1W jacket on. Came right through. So, you know, I started taking pictures. I was heckling him. I said, what happened? I thought we was fighting the power. What happened? Let's kick the ballistics, G. Yeah, G. I mean, I'm talking trash, everything. He come through with a white bitch. I start flicking pictures of him. I said, yeah, this nigga crazy, man. But I said all that to say that a lot of that stuff, man, a lot of that stuff started with us in our generation, and people not standing on nothing, man. People not standing on nothing. So now you get what you get. You get all these young boys. You get all these young boys killing each other. You get all this kind of stuff. So you get the images of a Big Jook shot in the face 7 times. White woman, black man. They ain't my kryptonite. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree, D-Ski. I agree. And you know what, D-Ski, because we're around the same age. I think for a lot of us in our generation, we agree with you. But you know, people held Public Enemy at our time, at our growth and development stages at that time. Public Enemy and Ice Cube, stuff they was talking about. We held them to a different standard, I guess. And you right, maybe we shouldn't. But Chuck D was that guy, you know, especially us being from the East Coast. Chuck D and Flav, and he got a nerve to come into an all-black club with a white chick. Come on, man. Like, you ain't got no shame, no nothing. Like, damn. That was crazy, man. Yeah, that thing there, that was something else, man. That was something else that day. That day was wild, man. That day was wild, man. And you're right, we shouldn't hold them to a higher standard, but we do as a people, and because of that, we pay the price. Because of that, we pay the price for that. But I just think, oops, my fault. Hold on. We pay the price for that. Yeah, those snow bunnies. Those snow bunnies ain't my kryptonite. That might be yours, my brother. They ain't my kryptonite. Oh man. but we got to get we glorify this kind of stuff, man, in our communities, man, and it's sad. It's sad. We glorify the shooting and the destruction of our own people, man. We glorify it. Like we at a place now where it's the norm. Yeah, I agree. But I just wanted, in this exercise here, I didn't want to really focus too hard on these guys. Hold on. Too hard on these guys, because these guys are looked at, and you guys celebrate these guys as icons and stuff like that. But the icons of the communities are black men that go to work every day, black men that actually take care of their children, black men that don't make music celebrating the death of killing other black men. Because when you do that, this is what you manifest, man. You manifest this kind of stuff into your life. This is what comes into your life when you do that. You can't see, because the problem is two ways, right? The problem is two ways. You can't celebrate death in your music and then don't expect death to come knocking, because you manifest that energy to yourself. But the second part is, music ain't the only problem. It's the culture and the community itself. Way before rap music, gangster rap or drill rap in the 70s, they was killing. Murders was at an all-time high in Detroit. They called Detroit Murder City in 1974. They had 715 homicides. Chicago had almost 1,000, right? Matter of fact, let me show y'all something to prove my point. I like to prove my point. Watch this. Watch this to prove my point, right? So that way y'all can get an understanding for what I'm talking about. Because I don't like to just talk. I like to show. Hold on. Let me take this down just a little bit. Right? 1975. All right, so watch this, y'all. Watch this. Let's go over. This is Detroit homicides from 1965 to 1974, right? There is no drill music, right? Now, I'm emphasizing this because this is important. Because both parts of the argument is right. Right? In 1965, before the riots, Detroit only had 138 homicides. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me well. You're not going to get this nowhere else, because nobody's going to break this down the way Uncle George is going to break it down. In Detroit, before the riots, when the automobiles place was there, the black men had jobs, black families was affluent, there was only 138 homicides in Detroit in 1965. After the riot, and they started to take out the companies and the plants moved. By 1968, there was 332. By 1970, it was 488. So they went from 138 in 65 to 5 years later, 488 once the jobs dissipated, to 690 to 1974. 1974. In Philadelphia, we had no gang war. 74, 751 homicides. So in 9 years, they went from 138 to 751. There was no rap music. None. Hold on, I ain't finished. Let me do it. Let me show y'all this. I ain't finished. Watch this. CAGO 1974. Because I got it. I have to teach. 1974 was Chicago's deadliest year, right? So let's move this out the way. Let's move over. Let's move over, right? 1974 was a deadly year in Chicago, right? The alarming spike in Chicago homicides this year raises the specter of the city's murder epidemic, which began in 1970. While 1994 saw the highest per capita homicide in history, 1974 saw the largest number of people killed. 970 people was killed in Chicago. Hold on. God darn it. $970 people was killed. What the hell? Was killed in Chicago in 1970. I mean 1974. 970. There was no drill music. 1970, Dolph, Gotti, and his brother Jook wasn't even born. But they was blowing each other away at an all-time high. Blowing each other away in Detroit, Chicago. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's do New York City. Because I want y'all to see this, right? I want y'all to see this. They might try to knock it off. New York had 1,500 murders, manslaughter crimes in 1973, right? All this stuff is going on, but I want to show. Okay. And a total of 1,800 homicides were recorded in New York City in 1980. 69 more than in 1979, right? So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to tell y'all is the murders. Here we go. New York City, right? 1973, 2000. 1979, 2000, 1980, 2200, 2100, 2000, 1900, 1700, 1600, 1900, 2000, 2000, 2000. That's what I'm saying. People was being murdered all over the place, right? And this is the stuff. What I'm saying is people come on YouTube and they just tell y'all anything, but they don't illustrate it and break it down for y'all so y'all to understand what we up against. Because now, why am I showing this, right? Let me do let me go Baltimore. Because we like to blame everything on the young people, right? And I want y'all to see this. Hold on. They're gonna give me the I want them to give me the number. Baltimore had a high number. Baltimore was like 300 and something at that time. But I know, hold on, let me do Philadelphia. Now listen, 1965, right? Philadelphia had more homicides than Detroit did. They had 205, right? By 1970, they had 352. 1971, 435. 1971, 435. 72, 413. 73, 430. No gang war, 74, 444. 1975, 435. Then it went back down to the 300s, right? 339, right? And then 1980, it went back up to 437. We didn't even get, that was doing a heroin thing. We didn't even get to the crack era when it went back up to the 500s. So, reason why I'm showing you guys this, because I want you guys to understand something, right? And I want us to start having the proper conversations. I don't go live because I you get what wait a minute. Look, in 1990, 703 men and women and children were slain in Washington area, most of them with guns. This is in 1990. They said that what's the name had Memphis had 400. 1990, DC was off the chain. We're way worse than Philly and New York City. People, like, listen, man. People, y'all just don't know, man. Y'all don't understand the crack era and the era that we grew up in and what we saw, right? What we saw growing up. I'm trying to show y'all something, right? Hold on. That was DC. DC was way worse than Philly, right? Hold on. And this was inside the city, just in a city, inside the city limits, right? They had 436 homicides inside the city limits. Then in the county area, they had a whole nother 300 and something homicides. So that whole area, it was like 700 and something people got murked just in DC. DC was the murder capital. DC was the murder capital back then, right? Let me show y'all something else, right? That we was growing up in. Let me go to New Orleans real quick. 1994, right? And then I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna break down what I'm saying before I get out of here. This is before they broke the levees, right? I need y'all to understand something. New Orleans had like 400,000 people. New Orleans had 424 people murdered in 1994, the highest recorded murders in the city's history. Not today, back then, right? One more city, right? New Orleans. One more city. I gotta do one more city for y'all. One more city for y'all, and then I'm a break down why I showed you guys this, right? Why I showed you guys this. St. Louis. Mm. 1974. 1994. Let me see. See if it brings it up. Listen, St. Louis got like 300,000 people in St. Louis. 1993, they clocked in 267 homicides, bro. 260 people got killed in New Orleans, right? This is black people blowing each other away, right? And this was during the gangster rap era, right? Hold on. I'm trying to find a number where I can show you guys the number. Because they keep moving around. But you guys have to do your due diligence. Let me put in 93. Maybe it'll come up better if I put in 93. Because they just about got to breaking the record. Yeah, here we go. So people say at least 200. Police say at least 257 people was killed in St. Louis that year. The record 10 short of 267 in 1993. So they almost got the record in 2020, and then in 2021 they had it back. So let me stop sharing and let me get into why I just showed that. The reason why I showed that, because I want you guys to understand. Stop listening to these people on YouTube just come tell you anything. They don't do no studying. They don't know no history or nothing. They just talking. They got a large following and they're making a lot of money, and they're incentivized to tell you garbage. Listen to me. Before the drill music and the gangster rap, black people was already killing each other in these cities since the 70s. I showed y'all in 1965, they only had 130 homicides in Detroit, 205 in Philly. And then in 5 years, they exploded up into the 400s and 500s, because what they did was they started using the Vietnam War kicked off. The Vietnam War kicked off, and when the Vietnam War kicked off, they used our communities as collateral damage to fund the war by putting heroin in our communities. And then they demonized us in the media. Remember, I showed y'all. Let me show y'all this part. So that way, because it wasn't people in the room at the time when I showed you guys this. Hold on. Damn it. Let me show y'all this. I don't like to talk. I like to show facts. So that way we have an understanding Here we go. Let me share my screen one more time. I like to show facts. I don't like to just run my mouth and try to tell you stuff that's not true. Drug war confessional. Now, I need y'all to understand something. This was in 1968. The war kicked off in Vietnam, really kicked off in 1967. My father was there. 1967, he was boots on the ground in Vietnam for a tour, 3 tours, right? They had already had the Indochina wars before that, and it was all about that opium. And I did a 2-hour video on that where I broke down the Indochina wars and the fight over opium and the first narco state. What's the name of that country over there in China? That was the first narco state in the on the planet. Not Laos. It'll come to me in a minute. The little country right outside of China. That was the first narco state, and they was the Corsicans and all them was running drugs, heroin, and they was running heroin all up into the Americas and stuff like that. I broke all that down. The French guy, he was busted in 1970 for being the biggest smuggler in the history of America. It was just a whole bunch of stuff, man, that people don't know. So now here we go. Here we go, right? Watch this. You want to know what this war on drugs was really about? The Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had 2 enemies: the anti-war left and black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew. This is what Nixon said. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to either be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin. Now I want y'all to understand the words because it's important. It said, but by getting the public, they use their media to socially engineer you to view of other groups to view you a certain way, and you view yourself that way. The reason why you kill each other today, you call yourself real niggas and bad bitches because you've been socially engineered to see yourself as a nigga. So now you behave as a nigga. That's why we say nerds over niggas, urban nerds, not urban shooters, because words become things and things go into actions and it manifests itself. So now if I can change the way that you speak, I can change the way you see yourself. If I can change the way you see yourself, I can change your manifestations and your outcomes. And they knew this. So this is what they did. They started to implement systems set in place by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana, the blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily. We could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news using the media. So what they did was they used our community. They associated us with heroin. They took the company jobs out, and the murders went from 138, 205 up to 500. They created economic deprivation. They destroyed the communities with the first Holocaust, the second black Holocaust outside of the Ma'afa was the heroin Holocaust in our communities, where they used our communities as collateral damages to fund wars. And you see how the murder rates, you guys seen here, as I showed, let me go over. As I showed from 1965, 138, 9 years later, they're at 751. When the Vietnam War was at its apex, it was at an all-time high. Heroin was everywhere in Detroit. But they created economic deprivation after the riot, right? And then they used their media to demonize blacks when the mob was bringing it in. Baltimore the same, Philly, New York City, right? So this ain't me just talking. This is me showing the facts. Go back to Chicago. No. Yeah, that wasn't Philadelphia. This was the facts. This is me bringing forth the facts, right? So let me stop sharing it again. I just wanted to just show you that, right? To get you to understand what they're doing and the play that they're running. So now they gentrifying you out. They got you believing that you a nigga. So now you behaving as a nigga. That's why I said, if people don't want to change, you got to tell the white man to come get his niggas. Come get them. Because how many people are going to die now after Big Jook has been murdered. How many people have died since young Dolph was murdered? How many more people are going to die after the fact? How many people are locked up now for those shootings? How many people are going to be locked up for so many different shootings, just losing their livelihood? At what point do we say enough is enough? See, I don't have to just show Big Jook and all them on here because that's what you want to see. I want to really show you the importance of why you should get away from that way of thinking. Nobody cares about young Dolph's children, his son, his daughter. Nobody cares if Big Jook had children. All you care about is the next story. The next story, how salacious the next story can be. That's all you care about. Nobody cares about these people. Look, the trauma, right? The trauma. Let's see. Let's check out something here. I ain't went live in so long. You get burned out from doing this stuff for so many years. You get tired of doing it. But I just challenged the YouTubers to tell the truth. So now this man, his brother is blown away. Is Gotti and Key Glock next? I hope not. I hope not. I hope guys can find some ways to do something. Because how many more black men got to get killed? He was mocking. So now both of these men are dead. He was mocking young Dolph when Dolph got killed, but now he's dead. And he's going down in front of his mom and his family outside the funeral. That's how far we've fallen as a people. That's how far we've fallen down as a people. When you going to get back to loving your people? Hold on for a second before we get out of here. Hold on, I want to show y'all something. One more thing. Where is that? Where is that? Do I have it? Do I have it? Oh, yeah, I sure do. I'm going to share. Do your work that you can do in the communities that you come from. You see here, I got the youth with me, right? I don't just talk. You see what my shirt say? Tell me what my shirt say in the chat. What does my shirt say? Somebody write in the chat what my shirt say. And I got all the babies with me, right? And part of my youth organization. Somebody in the chat write what my shirt say. We ain't just talking, we doing the work. I'm telling you what we doing. I'm showing you what we doing. And we doing our part where we come from, right? Somebody write in there what my shirt say. Somebody write that in there. Because we promote death to the real nigga. We promote death to the real nigga. That's right. Nerds over niggas. Ain't no niggas allowed. We change the way that they speak. And we work with the children. Hold on. Let me show you another one real quick. Real fast before we go. Real fast before we go. Right? The work that has to be done on all parts in every community we got to do the work, bro. With the little ones. You got to get them the little ones. You got to do the work. You got to bring them out. Let me see. I'm trying to find. I don't know how to do it where I can go from one to the next. I don't know who from the what's the name of them came out. Matter of fact, yeah, here we go. They came out. to one of the events that we had this summer. All you West Coast cats, y'all know who that is. He came out to one of the events that we had. All my West Coast cats at. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. I can move it over now. That was one of the events that we had. All the dudes from the West Coast. They came through YG and them. And I got new stuff from the stuff that we did, but I don't have it in this download. But I just want people. Oh yeah, this is us. Umar Johnson dad. One more real quick. That's Umar Johnson's father right there. That was one of my mentors, Umar Johnson's father. He was Umar. While Umar do all the talking, his dad is out there really doing the work on the ground. Yeah, they was. We out there on the ground, like really, like pushing the envelope and doing the work. That's Umar Johnson's father right there, light-skinned brother Jamil, out there. Like he's known, like really known and respected, and really known and respected in the city for doing real work. And you got to get out there. I don't know what my hold on. My what's the name at? This was us in the summertime after they had that major shooting out there. We was out there campaigning. That was trying to do our part to get the kids to stop, to get these young dudes to stop killing each other. So what I'm saying is everybody, hold on. Everybody has to do their part. Everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a responsibility to do their part the best way that they can, right? The best way they can. If you really love your people, like you say you do. That's me teaching the youth. That's me with the youth in DC, down in Washington DC teaching. That's us that's us at the game. Some of our kids at the gaming tournament, and some of the parents come out to help us when we take the kids out. Yeah, that was at the gaming tournament. We took the kids. That's me with the district, the DA of Philadelphia. You go out, man, and I'm trying to find this one. I got these pictures all scrambled the hell up in here. But I'm saying this, like if you in Memphis, if you in all your cities, you got to come out. You got to do the work. Oh shit!
In the city of Philadelphia, organizations, especially smaller organizations.
I didn't mean for that to. Oh, they are videos. This was us in the community center. Let me see. How can I play that? Let me see if I can play that. If that comes up.
He was trying to bring nonviolent social changes, changing things that are.
Yeah, I can't play it. No, I can't play it the way I want to play it. So cancel. Yeah. So, but I'm about to cut it here. I just want you guys to be more, to practice more intelligence in the way that we do stuff, man. And we got to do better as a people. Like I said, we got to be careful what you sign on for. And I challenge the YouTubers out there to do more information that's guiding and teaching the youth what not to do. Not just a story because you can make some money off of it. You know what I mean? For years I taught on many different channels on here, and I wasn't making no money. I didn't have a monetized channel to this channel. I wasn't making no money, and I was teaching for 5 years. on this channel. We wasn't getting no donations. We wasn't getting no money. We wasn't getting nothing. So if you really care about the people, you care about us killing each other, stop supporting the destruction of our people. I mean, you know, so that's all I want to say. But you know, now those people not nerds. They just evil people. They just evil people. They're not nerds. They're gangsters. So I'm gonna cut it short here. Remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves, and I pray to the universal creator, Most High, that these words are enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words are enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. You leave here edified. I hope that you share this information on all the social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. It's time that we start having a conversation at the water cooler, walking down the street with your homie, having pillow talk with your wife. We got to start having the real conversations and really educating our people. And what I wanted to say before I got sidetracked, I knew I lost what I was saying, but I'm going to say it now. Gangster rap and drill music is a byproduct of the culture that we come from. So the music is influential, but the culture influences the music. So before you start to blame the music, remember, you got to look at the culture where you come from. The culture where you come from is what created the music, because the music is nothing but the expression of the experience in the culture. I'm going to say it again. The music is nothing but the expression of the experience created in the culture. All right. So remember, I love y'all. To the next time. Peace.